Most people think fighting is about strength. It's not. A smaller man can destroy a larger opponent. A slower fighter can break a faster one. And sometimes the most dangerous person in the room doesn't even look athletic, because every body type has a weakness. And once you understand those weaknesses, fighting stops feeling random. You stop reacting emotionally. You start seeing patterns. That's what experienced fighters do. They don't just fight the person. They fight the body type. Tall fighters, short fighters, heavy fighters, lean fighters, explosive fighters, endurance fighters. Every build changes the way someone attacks, moves, defends, and mentally reacts under pressure. And if you know how the body works, you already have an advantage before the fight even starts. The first body type is the tall fighter. Tall fighters are dangerous because of range. Long arms mean they can hit you before you can hit them. Long legs make kicks harder to avoid. And psychologically, height alone creates hesitation. Most people freeze against taller opponents because their brain interprets size as danger. That hesitation gets people destroyed. But tall fighters also have predictable weaknesses. They usually struggle at close range. Their longer limbs take more time to retract. Their balance becomes weaker under pressure. And body shots become much easier to land. That's why experienced fighters don't stay at the end of a tall fighter's reach. They pressure forward intelligently, not recklessly, not emotionally. They close distance behind movement. They attack the body. They force clinches. And they make the tall fighter uncomfortable. A tall fighter wants space. Take away the space, and you remove half their weapons. Now the opposite. Short fighters. Shorter fighters are usually more explosive. Their center of gravity is lower. They generate power efficiently. And they often fight aggressively because they're used to closing distance. That aggression is dangerous, especially if you panic and retreat in straight lines. Because shorter fighters want chaos. They want pocket exchanges. They want emotional pressure. But shorter fighters often struggle with vision and range management. They have to enter danger to attack, which means timing becomes their biggest vulnerability. That's why disciplined fighters use angles against shorter opponents. Jabs, footwork, interceptions. You don't brawl with explosive fighters. You force them to reset repeatedly until frustration slows them down. Then there's the muscular fighter. This is the body type that intimidates people the fastest. Big shoulders, thick arms, heavy frame. Most opponents mentally lose before the fight even starts. But muscular fighters often rely too heavily on power. And excessive muscle creates problems. Faster fatigue, reduced mobility, tighter movement patterns, higher energy consumption, especially if their conditioning is poor. That's why smart fighters don't try to match power with power. They survive the early explosion. They stay composed. They defend efficiently. They make the muscular fighter work. Because exhaustion changes everything. Once breathing breaks down, technique disappears. Decision-making slows. Emotions rise. Openings appear. A tired, strong man becomes dramatically less dangerous. Now the lean endurance fighter. This type is extremely underestimated. Lean fighters usually move well, recover quickly, maintain pace longer, and stay mentally sharp under pressure. They don't always look dangerous, but they slowly drown opponents with activity and discipline. The mistake people make is chasing them emotionally. That burns energy, creates frustration, and destroys patience. Against endurance fighters, efficiency matters more than aggression. You cut movement instead of following it. You attack during transitions. You pressure strategically instead of constantly, because endurance fighters win when opponents become impatient. Then there's the explosive athlete, fast twitch movement, rapid reactions, violent entries. These fighters are dangerous because speed overloads human decision-making. People panic when they can't process movement fast enough. But explosive fighters often depend on rhythm. They explode, reset, explode again. That means predictable timing windows start appearing. Experienced fighters watch patterns instead of reacting emotionally. They bait reactions, force premature explosions, and punish recovery moments. The goal isn't to be faster. The goal is to control tempo. And finally, the most dangerous body type of all, the disciplined fighter. Not the strongest, not the fastest, not the biggest, the disciplined fighter. Because discipline removes emotional mistakes. They conserve energy, control breathing, protect positioning, stay calm under pressure, and make intelligent decisions while everyone else panics. That's what actually wins fights. Not anger, not ego, not intimidation. Control. Real combat is rarely about having the perfect body. It's about understanding advantages, minimizing weaknesses, and staying mentally composed while another human being collapses emotionally. Every body type has strengths. Every body type has flaws. The dangerous people are the ones who understand both.